effect on her movements by the surrounding, that she was really feeling the location.
With Amie and Mbye, she's worked with choreography, and I think there's generally like a popularity among young dancers who do like Afrobeat and stuff, and she's like one of them. She's so used to just like, there's the cameraman, she just like dances. So with her, it didn't really. Yeah, she looked good. I think it was more I was the one who was like looking a bit because I was like following her, like trying to also be kind of close but also further away and stuff like this.
Oh, you did it during daytime?
During daytime, because that's how I got like the surface, because it was the best light that was just like hitting, like coming from like, yeah, it was just ultimately the best light. So a lot of so it's kind of like this paradox of using the light to ultimately erase, because through the light you're also like creating like silhouettes, or like a light can create like hard shadows and so on, and then you use light to be invisible.
Why did you choose this color, the violet?
I was like, so it's almost, I was very much drawn to like this gray tones in that period. But even when I was working with fabrics that had all these different colors, I was dipping them all in gray. Like I was making them all gray, because I was playing with this idea that, okay, if shadow would have a color, it would be gray. Or like, and it's almost just, again, this mixture of thinking of absence and presence, and like it all kind of blending together. And then, or like these gray zones and gray areas. And why shadows is also because I'm been very much drawn to like shadow theater as like a format or like a model to think through visibility, or like think through different strategies around hiding, but also shape-shifting and also morphing into other beings. So this idea of like having a fabric or a surface that is covering you, but at the same time you can expand yourself through not directly being visible, has been interesting. Oh, it was also interesting just like removing all background and almost like it merging, so you don't see where she is, so it just becomes like this void. And I didn't use green screen as I always do, so it was more like a process of rendering and extracting and exporting and creating recipes and basically molding or like thinking through sculptures while working with these different digital files. I really like spending time while I'm doing videos that way, and yeah, just like export, experiment, write recipes, and then yeah, so it's like then I basically film my iPad, where there are these countless. I'm very much drawn to all these different like relaxation apps, and it's almost like this kind of placement for like coloring books. So basically you just move your finger through the iPad, and then like there's like stars and like all these kind of like formations that are happening. And usually it's like with colors, so it's usually like this kind of blue colors, for instance, and like glittery. And then I would then export it and just like remove it, because like as I've done before, like this interest of thinking about this in-between space, like and that's a way of like making the dancer almost like flat. So you have, yeah, as we've talked a bit before, like this working through flatness, and in that sense like having this one surface on top and then almost like a background that merges sometimes from behind, then it's just like almost compressing.